The NBA is in a parity deadlock. Every team is stacked with weapons, making it so the list of contenders changes game by game. So I'm going to say this next sentence out loud, and your head's not going to pop off. Gordon Hayward is going to be the helping hand to push whatever team he joins to the NBA Finals. You might be thinking that this white guy is not going to change your team's playoff run. And to that, I say it's happened before, and it's going to happen again. Kevin Love left the Cavs halfway through last season to go play in Miami, moving down 3 spots in the standings to join the 8-seeded Heat. And now that Kevin Love is added to the roster, Heat going to run to the finals, you know. But Kevin Love was a very pivotal piece in helping the Heat get them there. And honestly, I might need to make a video explaining myself on that claim, because I promise it makes sense. Over the past 4 years, Gordon Hayward has been wasting away in Charlotte after signing that ridiculous deal in 2020 worth 120 M's, and now that he's finally in his last year of his contract, the Hornets are going to buy him out. He will be set free. The Hornets don't buy him out, the league needs to investigate them and find out if Gordon Hayward is being held hostage. During his tenure for the Hornets, Gordon Hayward averaged 16.3 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 4.0 assists. Did he play over 50 games in any of the seasons that he signed his contract for? No, he didn't. But hey, maybe this is gonna be the year for him. Over the seasons, Hayward has gotten his buckets in a variety of ways, and I will try my best to explain his versatility and usefulness in a short amount of time. He can navigate the pick and roll. In ISO situations, he's gonna get his own bucket. Don't leave this man open. He's going to hit his shots.
Really impressive. You're right. This is like
even knows how to relocate after giving up the ball. If a defender is closing out, he can just put the ball on the floor and go exploit the advantage he's made. And honestly, if you can't see this comparison, that's on you. Now just take a second and close your eyes and imagine that Gordon Hayward's on your favorite team. Now wake up. Now that you know kind of generally what Gordon Hayward can do, let's talk about where he can go this season. Because of the new CBA rules implemented this year, Hayward's choices are narrowed down because Hayward's contract is worth more than that mid-level exception. So he can only go to teams that were not above the tax apron before the season started, meaning that these 7 contending teams are all excluded from signing Gordon Hayward. So, without putting it off any longer, here's 5 different teams that Gordon Hayward can go to, and it will completely change their odds forever in their favor. The Timberwolves. The Timberwolves started off the season by shocking the NBA with the pairing of Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns actually starting to click. Timberwolves grabbed the first seed in the West and still holding on, and currently own the title of best defensive team in the NBA. Adding a guy like Gordon Hayward to this team, I'm not sure what that does to the defensive identity, but I wouldn't be too worried about it because Hayward can at least hold his own. But dropping him into a roster like this would most likely mean coming off the bench and absorbing the rest of Shake Milton and Troy Brown Jr.'s minutes. And the Timberwolves could really use that extra boost in bench production because the only guy they have producing off the bench is Naz Reid. Adding a guy like Hayward gives this offense another kick because of what Hayward can do, and it could secure the first seed for the Timberwolves for the rest of the season. Granted, he stays healthy. Alright, next up, the Pacers. The Pacers just added Pascal Siakam, giving up only Bruce Brown and a couple useless picks that they were going to miss on it. And that just means more opportunity. Hayward could go to the Pacers and join the greatest offense in league history and still find ways to add value to the offense. His steady play could help boost the efficiencies already built into the Pacers system. He's a great secondary ball handler who can run the pick and roll with either of Indy's bigs. You know he's going to hit some corner threes and get you a basket when you deeply need. The Pacers are running out of moves to make on the season, and this could be a great addition to the team for a price tag next to nothing. Next up, the Sacramento Kings. Ever since the Kings got eliminated last year by the Warriors, they've been looking for ways to improve their roster. Hayward doesn't exactly give the Kings anything new to work with, I'll say. Actually, he gives them a lot of the same to work with because Hayward does a lot of the same things that Harrison Barnes does. But hear me out. Now you have two of them. Yeah, the idea doesn't sound that great out loud, but honestly, the idea of having two really solid starter quality small forwards to swap minutes with sounds like a fantastic idea. And we know just how far depth can take you into the playoffs. But Hayward does more for them than just copy Harrison Barnes. He also becomes an extra guy who can play make and create open looks for his teammates by using his ability to touch the paint, kick the ball out. This guy just knows how to create open looks for his teammates. The only part about this that I don't like is that the Kings need more defense, not offense. And Hayward doesn't really help them out on that. Next up, the Cavs. Cleveland and Gordon Hayward, it would be a great fit, especially for the Cavs. The Isaac Okoro experiment for them has brought back mixed results. Sometimes Okoro looks like the next Klay Thompson, and in the very next moment, he looks closer to Andre Roberson. Hayward brings in a steady flow of offense and playmaking again. With his ability to touch the paint and kick it out, should help the Cavs offense tremendously, and he's the perfect pressure release valve for an offense with two ball-dominant guards, because he's equally just as much as a threat to score as those two guards, because he can either drive or shoot, pass it back to one of the guards. And on the defensive side, I'm not too worried about it, because Gordon Hayward can hold his own, and having the Twin Towers in the paint is enough for a top 5 defense. And that combined with Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, Gordon Hayward's time in Cleveland should be full of competitive basketball. Last one on the list, the Dallas Mavericks. After just missing out on Pascal Siakam, obviously the Mavericks should look to add something. And pairing Hayward and Luka would just be such a weird white guy thing to do. But there's something in my bones that tells me that this fit would work perfectly. Luka's just such a god-tier player. Sometimes I forget that even Kyrie Irving is on the freaking team. Adding Hayward to a team that is already shooting the lights out from downtown would be perfect for the offense. He can get right into the spaced out floor and make them pay if they don't help off of their matchups, making the Dallas offense that much more of a headache to game plan for. And hopefully Hayward's ego shouldn't be an issue anymore after playing in Charlotte for that long, because if Hayward could become the sixth man for them, that's where I would imagine him best. Transforming into the secondary scorer, ball handler next to Kyrie or Luka, and you just swap minutes. Oh, also, if your team wasn't mentioned, here's a quick list of teams that didn't make the cut for my considerations, because they just don't make sense based on how any other rosters are constructed. So honestly, if it all came down to it, and I could decide the fate of Gordon Hayward, I would choose the Mavs. Luka Ball is great and all, but getting that extra piece right now could be the difference between home court advantage or being in the play-in, especially with a Western Conference this tight. But let me know what team you would have Gordon Hayward join down in the comments, one following the rules of the CBA and one not. Personally, because a return to Boston would be such a perfect story and a tremendous fit. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, because when I hit 1,000, I will be making fan suggestions for videos for a month straight. For example, you comment video talking about just duos or something, and I would have to go find the most liked comment and turn it into. Yeah, that's all I got. Watch this video here and follow me on